Welcome to Vertical Football, and this is the Blue Box. Yeah, this is a show where we talk all things Chelsea. Yeah, it's a breaking news again. Liam Rosenior has been sacked. Yeah, he has parted way with the club. It's a disturbing news. In all honesty, it's a disturbing news because you just came off of a defeat and you're thinking, where are we heading next? You're thinking about footballing activity. We have always thought about the managerial and the board activity, and then boom again, another one out of it. I think it's a very, very disturbing time at the club. Should he leave or should he has left? That's a question that I think it will be subjective, because some group would say it's not the problem of Chelsea. Some will say, in as much as it's not the problem of Chelsea, it's not also adding to the growth of Chelsea. And you can say everybody's right, but we just need to check these things. Where is the problem coming from? Sacking the manager, is that the right thing to do? Is he actually our problem, or we are just looking for scapegoats to point out? Because you can't be, this is the second time we are going to come out here and announce the sacking of a manager of this football club. When do we want to stop doing this? And it's becoming a norms. We know, if you look at the Roman Abramovich era, that Chelsea sack managers, but not at this rate. 2022/2023 season that Chelsea played, first time Bluko coming into this club, we used 4 managers. We sacked Thomas Tuchel. We sacked Graham Potter. We removed what's his name, Bob Slaughter. Or sorry if I'm buttressing that name, but there was a Bob who coached us for one match, and then Frank Lampard. And then you go into the next season, we thought, oh, there's going to be stability. We used Pochettino for that full season, and then we went into the next one. We found out at the end, oh, they have come into an agreement that Pochettino is not going to manage this club anymore. Then you go into the next one, and then you have Enzo Maresca finished the season, went into the next one, and half of the season we're announcing again that he has parted ways. And then you brought in Liam Rosenior, and the painful part about you bringing Liam Rosenior is that my voice is going up, right? Yes, my voice is going up. The painful part about bringing Liam Rosenior is that you brought this guy in and you give him a 6 years contract, and then you are taking him off again. It's just, it makes no sense. Firstly, we're speaking about the player development. You're signing a group of young boys, and then you're looking at this group of young boys. If you're looking at somebody like Enzo Fernandez, you're looking at somebody like Cucurella, you're looking at Moises Caicedo, you're looking at Cole Palmer. Like, basically, all of these guys has played under close to like 4 or 5 managers now. If we are rounding up, combining the ones who just plays as the person who just coached for 1 match or 2 match, like, these guys are playing on that different kind of philosophy. It's not helping them. And you might go, oh, they are going to be gathering experiences from year. Go and look at players who gather experiences from year. There is a pattern to which they gather their experience. You look at somebody like Fabregas, giving you scores of managers that he has played on that, but he's playing under them for an extended period of time, at least two years for each manager. Then you can say, oh, he learned something and those things sticking, and then when it goes to the other person, he will learn something and they will sticking, and then the cycle continues like that. But you don't go around using 4 managers in one season, go to the next season, you use another one, then you go into the following season, you're already using 3. You are going to distort the growth of these boys that you want to become an experienced players. So that's just to lay a foreground. Now we're going to talk about these things and touching every part of the club. Firstly, we'll talk from the managerial aspect, then we'll go into the players, we'll go into the board themselves, and then we'll talk about the fans, and then we'll talk about the players in themselves, because I think I have a little bit of issues with those boys themselves. So let's talk about the managerial issue. And Liam Rosenior, firstly, I think we should start from him coming into the club. In all honesty, from my viewpoint, I don't think he's the right guy. Yeah, I don't think he's the right guy. We just need to do our analysis and follow the whole plan and see how things goes on. This is my own subjective view. I don't think he's the right guy, because is coming to Chelsea, and it's coming from Strasbourg. Yeah, and I watched him. I watched him at Strasbourg because, and this is being honest, this is not just because of analysis. There's a friend of mine who is a Chelsea fan, and he likes the multi-model Chelsea thing that we are doing, and so he used to watch Strasbourg as a sister club, and then he said, "Oh, I like what this guy is doing here. Why not try and be seeing this guy also?" So I watched him. He has a good style of play, but there are inconsistency to his game. I watched him last season, and I saw that he was doing really well, and then it got to some point, it started to become inconsistent, and the fans were even clamoring for what is this, that, like that. That they had some, I think maybe 7 matches before the end of last season for them. They were close to the Champions League. They just needed to win matches and do all of those things. But eventually, due to the inconsistency, losing matches, draw matches, they eventually found themselves in playing Conference League, which is something that they could have not even played. But eventually, they went on to like play in the Conference League. Yeah, so I think him coming to Chelsea, given the situation in Chelsea itself, signing young players, we were inconsistent. It was more like it was set up to fail. And me saying Rosenior is not the guy for Chelsea does not mean he's not a good manager, but the environment he's coming into is not the best one for him. Yeah, and speaking about it tactically, I don't think he's a bad manager tactically, but I just think there are things that he could have done differently that would have helped his results at Chelsea. And speaking about his pragmatic approach, yeah, I think that's one of the things. And I did a content about that. You can check that out. In the sense that Rosenior he has ideas, but he can be very, very pragmatic. Looking at the big matches that he has played, when you watch under Enzo Maresca and you see the way we play big matches, is the sense that as much as we are going to come out and play and not fold, there is a sense of balancing the attack and the defense. I think Rosenior lacks that, in the sense that irrespective of who he's playing, he wants to come outside and just keep on playing. And I think it's good because you want to have this imposing behavior as a team. You want it to be the general behavior of your team to be super imposing on the game, be in control and be in charge of the game. But sometimes you need to know what the reality of the game is. You come into a PSG's match, first leg away from home, you're already getting a 2-2. Why not just relax, bait the game, hold the game in your control, and go out and hit on them? Like, just play some strategy into the game and not just lose yourself. You're losing 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, and you're still doing the same thing. And I don't know why he changed that thing, because when he came into Chelsea, I did an analysis of it in the first match, second match, third match. We saw him keep 10 men behind the ball and then eat on transition or on counter. And I'm not asking you to play that ultimately, but when the situation requires of that, do it. And also, speaking about the 2-2-6 also is something that we have seen the deficiency of these things. When all your players are available, you can get to do this thing and you have the right quality of player to do it, then you do it. You hold, because in that place, you are blocking the central channel with a 2-2-6 or a 3-1, wherever way you want to see it. It's good because you commit a whole lot of player up front. You have the 6th man run and you have the 6th man, because you will not necessarily be seeing an opponent team put 6 at the back. You see 5, so you can have a 6th man who is running in behind or just adding the numerical advantage. But what it does is he opens you up defensively, and we suffered for that a whole lot of times because we are not having the width covered. What we have is a central channel cover, which is good, but you still want to have protection for your width. You still want to have the left channel and the right channel covered when you are doing that. But there is no provision for that. There is always no provision for that. Those are one of the things that I saw that in his system is not doing right. And then coming into this latter time of his game was, I think we were still in the sense that it was more like a coach's instruction, and we saw that in under Enzo Maresca, and we always used to suffer for it. Chelsea is playing, we get to get the ball, we move forward. When the opponent gets the ball and they push us back into our lane, when we get the ball and the opponent is still in a disrupted shape, all you need to do is set your boys to attack full force, because when you are defending, you still have players back and then they also have players committed up front. You have maybe 4 up front. You have to be instilling in the mind of your players to go and take these chances. But I think what we saw in this latter time of his game was we tend to like hold the ball, slow it down, and let them go back into their shape. Then we start passing around. We go back into a space where we cannot do anything when they have covered up. And those are the things that I see here and there in his game. And in his game, when he came into the club, we used to see the man management. We used to see the in-game management. Then all of a sudden, all those things disappears. I spoke about it in one particular content I made. I said, the things that was working for Liam Rosenior when he started is beginning to drop those things, and those things are beginning to affect the way we played. And I don't know why he stopped doing those things. Yeah. But you can't, you will not blame him. And there's something I would like to address. I've heard a whole lot of people say, oh, he's instilling his own system. And that is something that he should not do. He should just stable the ship till he gets to the final end. I understand where everybody is coming from. You don't want to touch what is working, which is good and fine. But the reality is you need to see more than what is happening now. See into the future. And what am I saying? The point is Chelsea played with no break throughout last season. I was watching somebody's analysis. I think it should be from the Athletic. Was it the Athletic? No, it was not the Athletic. I was watching his High Performance. Yeah. I was watching that guy's analysis and he said, if Cole Palmer goes to the World Cup, that basically means this guy has played 4 summers without a rest. 4 good summers without a proper rest for a footballer. So that means Chelsea has, now to go back to my analysis, Chelsea has played a whole lot of game last season. Coming into this season, there is no rest. They have played and now they are still playing. They are still playing. If Liam Rosenior does not instill his system now, and that does not mean he bombards them with the whole information, if he does not start instilling his system now, there is a high tendency that from the starting 11 that Chelsea have, all teams being right, at least 60 to 70% of them will go to the World Cup. If he does not do that, that means they will go to the World Cup. He will not have his players back, and then they will come back. There will be no break because we will have to go to like a 2-week preseason, and then the league will start. There is no time to instill that idea that he has in his head into the team. So now is the perfect time to be putting those things once, just be adding them year and there. But unfortunately, it did not work. But I will not take and stand for that part where you say he should not put it. Because if he does not put it, when is the perfect time to put it? Players will go to the World Cup. After the World Cup, they will need rest. But the Premier League will not give you the opportunity that, oh, because you played in the Premier League will start and you have to be present. So I will not blame him for that. And that's that about Liam Rosenior. I think last match, I was speaking to Shegun after we finished the match. I think I said it to him. I said, there's a very, very high probability that they will sack Rosenior. I never saw this coming, but I knew that it was going to happen because the result was terrible. To be very honest, speaking like a fan now, the result was terrible. Extremely terrible. You don't go 5 matches without scoring a goal, breaking a record that has been held since 1912. We're talking about over 100 and something years plus. That's very, very terrible. You don't do that in Chelsea. You don't do that in Chelsea. You don't do that in Chelsea. Let's go now to the board. I think this is where the major issue lies for me. I think Liam Rosenior is just another scapegoat who gets punished for the failure of the board. Yeah. And these guys you need to think decisions through before you bring people in. Firstly, we are not in a good place. Firstly, we don't have the squad that is going to sucks. No, we don't have the squad that can go up to do the big things that we are expecting of Chelsea to do. And that's not on the coach. That should be on the board. You assemble this squad together. We have the talent, we have the potential, but we don't have those ready-made materials to go on to do those things. Yeah, you need a blend of experience and these young boys to be able to do those things. We failed in that part. Who takes the floor? Who takes the fault? The board, because they assemble this thing. And now also, leadership is an issue for me. Yeah, leadership is an issue for me. And I put that on the board in the sense that I went through the whole list of people that we have in our board. And I am looking at these guys. All of these guys are, we can basically say, inexperienced. Yeah. You look at our owners, Egbali, Todd, Boehly, all the likes, Penesieli, or what's the guy name? Like, these are inexperienced guys when it comes to football. These guys don't know anything about football. They are good businessmen. You check their portfolio and you look at, oh, these guys are doing well. But football is a new waters for them. They are just testing the water of football. And Chelsea is not a testing ground. Chelsea is not a testing ground. And I look at other names. I go to the sporting director, Paul Wisterley, Joe Shield, the likes like that. These guys are still inexperienced. You look at Joe Shield, he's just 40 years. Ask yourself, no, let me not put numbers together. But I was looking at that guy who came from Man City. You look at him and you're thinking to yourself, he's 40 years. There's 139, there's 143, 42. Like, that's their age bracket. How old are these guys compared to the players that we even have in the squad? So if these guys are 40 something years, how long have they been in this business? We brought one from Brighton. Brighton is his best job ever. The one we brought from Man City, it's not like he has been there for a very long period of time, because he has been there, Man City and Southampton. So we don't have those mind. We don't have these guys who, when push comes to shove, they can fall back to having a terrible experience and look, this is what happened at this point in time. This is what happened at this point in time. This is what we should do. This is what we should not do. Let's go into this game. You are packing young players on the field, and then you are now packing boards of young guys, and then you want somebody to lead. Where is the balance? There is no leadership on the pitch in the player. There is no leadership in the managerial position, because all you have in the backroom staff for Liam Rosenior are just normal guys like him also. Liam Rosenior is not the leader that you are looking for. And then you go into the board, you are looking for the leaders there, maybe in the CEO or in the sporting director or in the owners of the club. But you are still not finding. So we are just more like a group of, Chelsea in itself is just now like a group of young guys just trying to get something out of the water. But it does not work like that. This is a big club already with prestige. This is a big club with history. So you need to be having the right balance. You need to be having the right balance of leadership somewhere on the pitch. No, not on the pitch, somewhere in the club. Whether you have it on the pitch and then the young guys are doing the things, scouting, doing all of those things, or you have the leadership in the board where even these guys are young. These guys know what they are doing. We can't keep going on like this. And I bet you we can't keep going on like this. And one thing that I will say about the sacking of Liam Rosenior is, I think, majorly in the way I see it, I think Egbali and Todd Boehly, Clearlake and Boehly, they are just protecting the book. And what do I mean by that is, these guys are running with people's money. They are running Chelsea with people's money. Is an investment money. So they are just the face of the investment. What their basic idea is, we cannot be losing so much at this point. So let's quickly do what we need to do and look like we are serious and get things done. I know they deep down within themselves, because it's an investment money, they want to succeed. But the point is, you are running in a way that you are not going to succeed. You are leading yourself down to destruction. How much money do you want to pay to people for sacking? You know how much we used to poach Potter out of Brighton with his staff? You know how much we paid him to let him go in the space of 6 months? You know how much we had to do for Pochettino. You know how much we had to do for Enzo Maresca. Do you know how much we are going to do for Liam Rosenior? Even if I heard that there is some clause that says that if there are some reasons why we are going to let you go, we will not pay you this if it is a mutual thing. I'm not saying it right, but it means if there is a situation that causes us to let you go and it's all our fault, your fault and our fault, there is a certain amount that we will pay you. So they are not going to give him a full compensation due to the contract that they have. But how much do you want to keep spending on that part? Looking at the transfer, like we have made losses, we are not winning things, all of this, you will just keep accumulating losses. Get your head straight and do what is right. Now let's go to the player. Let's go to the fans. And I'll say this 100 times. Fans clamoring for Rosenior out, Rosenior this, Rosenior that. Broskis, that guy is not the problem in the club. It might not be the right profile for every one of us. It might not be the guy that we want in Chelsea. But that guy is not the problem for us. It definitely is not the problem for us. And I still find it very disgusting to get to a point where I see members of this club rejoicing and showing some great level of happiness because we are sacking a club. Bro, we are walking down the lane. If you keep on going like this and like this and like this, like subtly, like subconsciously, we will get down to a level that the level like Brighton, and these people will get what they want to get. They will start buying in player and using Chelsea as a buy and sell club. So we need to get our head straight as fans. I understand that we want result. I understand that we want success. But the point is, given the model that these guys are bringing into the club, instant success is not even going to work. We need a little bit of time. Get the right profile of player in. Get the right mind in the right, the right leadership. Whether you're going to put the leadership on the pitch or you're going to put the leadership on the club. And I know it's still a message for the board, but we also need to get the message right. Get the leadership right. Get what is going on real in the board. And then we can go into success. But it's still going to take a little bit of time because football has gone past where you just assemble things together and then you go on to win. Oh, because you want to banter your Manchester United mates or you want to banter your Arsenal mates. No, you will give it a little bit of time to work things out and then we get things straight and get back on track. So we need to calm down. And to the players, I think those boys, they should not escape. I heard something and I hope it's not true that they were angry that the coach called out some performances. Are you in your right state of mind? You're playing for goddamn Chelsea, for crying out loud. You can't put off performances like that and expect that somebody does not call you out. And that's why I blame Liam Rosenior from the beginning. And I think that's one of the reasons why he lost that respect with the boys. When people do things, make them accountable for what they do and let them understand that that's the standard. You don't come to the press conference when the player played shitty and then you take and chest everything. They will expect you to always go and do that every week in and week out.